Started for a lot of the kids, or will soon, very soon, for a lot of the kids in Central Ohio. Did you know during the summer months, kids lose a lot of the knowledge they've learned during the school year? You have to keep practicing.
Dr. Raj Shah is here this morning. He is the founder of the Math Plus Academy, and he's back with some tips and games that parents can use to help keep kids from losing it all during the summer, that summer brain drain.
Absolutely.
How fast does it happen?
It happens pretty fast. I mean, imagine if you didn't go to the gym for 3 months.
Imagine that.
This is what happened.
Marshall, put yourself in that
right
space.
Here. This is, yes.
And then you want to go back to the gym, it's going to be painful,
takes a
right?
little while.
And the same thing happens to your brain. It works really the same
It is
way.
a muscle. I mean,
Absolutely.
after all.
Absolutely.
But how do you get kids engaged in things like this when all they want is time off?
Right. So every kid wants to chill out for the summer, right?
Right.
And we have this thing in this country where there's a negative perception about mathematics.
Talk about that, because you said that there was what percentage?
So between 18 and 30, 50% of people have said, I am not a math person.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, which is a gigantic number.
Yeah.
61% of kids would rather take out the trash than do math.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
But if you can make it fun.
So what is summer about? Summer is about play and exploration and a lot of other stuff. So we can make math fun without, having to pull out the summer workbooks and make it feel like drudgery over the summer.
Okay.
All right. So what is here? I see dice.
Yeah, so a lot of different games that you can play. That game is called Math Dice, which is a fantastic, just basic math practice kind of game.
Okay.
All these games you can get, Google search on Amazon
Anywhere?
or whatever,
Okay.
you can get them. In the middle here, I've got Shut the Box, which is a fantastic game. You may have seen
How does
that
this one
game.
work?
So you take 2 dice,
Okay.
you roll them, maybe you rolled an 11.
Yep.
There you go. An 8.
An 8.
Well done. And then you flip over 8 or any 2 cards that add up to 8. So now we're doing some math practice, but we're doing it in a fun context. So maybe I flip over.
Let's do a 5, a 2, and an ace.
Oh, you want to flip over 3?
So we're going to do 3 cards at once.
That's advanced Shut the Box. So usually you flip over 2. But what's great about this game is that you can play it any way you like. And so that's why I like to play it with dice and cards, because we can adjust the rules based on how old is my child, what mathematics do they know. Okay. Some kids want to subtract. Hey, pick 2 numbers that can subtract.
Isn't the goal to get rid of the big numbers first, though, and save your little ones for combos?
Yeah, so you want to flip them all over eventually. You keep rolling the dice and keep flipping until you have no options left.
Right.
And ideally, you want to shut them all, and that's why the game is called Shut the Box.
I like it.
Yeah, we do it as a drinking game. But anyway,
well,
so
there
this
you go.
says chocolate all over it, so that got my
Yes.
attention.
One of my absolute favorite puzzle
Really?
games
I've never
by a
heard of
company
it.
called Think Fun.
Okay.
You know about Sudoku, right?
Sure.
Filling in the 1 through 9.
Yeah.
This is kind of like that, but tactile and fun. You got 3 kinds of chocolate, and they come in 3 different shapes. And then you get these clues that tell you how to fill the chocolate box, but they're partial clues. So you don't get all the information, so you have to use logic and reasoning to figure out which chocolates go where.
To figure out how to get
Yep.
there.
And eventually, you have an answer and you check your work.
Okay. Well,
So do we move to the whiteboard?
we can.
The whiteboard maybe.
Well, he
will-
wanted to show these
yeah.
cards, though.
Sure, this is another great game. This is called Swish.
Okay.
And in this game, you have these clear cards with little holes and little balls.
Okay.
And what you're trying to do is, in your mind's eye, move the cards, flip them over so you get all the balls into all the holes. Now there, I'm missing one, so it's not quite complete. That's a swish. And what's great about this is now you're having to reflect things in your mind, rotate them. You think about, what do people struggle with a lot when they get older? Geometry. What do we do in geometry? We're talking about reflection, rotation, all these things. So we're giving kids mathematical content.
But they don't know it.
But they don't know it.
That's perfect.
They're getting great practice, and we're
Yeah.
having fun together.
Good.
Okay, all right.
So what do you have next to you? What are we doing here? It's
So over here, I
very
have the
intimidating.
start of what is called, intimidating, what's called Pascal's triangle.
Okay.
And all of this is going to be a triangle of numbers. We start with 1 in the first row, 2 ones in the second row, and then we always put 1s on the ends, and we're just going to make a triangle. So we put a 1 here, and then we add these 2 to get the next number. That's 2, and then we do a 1 on the
there.
end. And you just keep doing that. So you always start with a 1, add the 2 above. 1 and 2 is 3, 2 and 1 is 3 again, and you keep going. And you build this little triangle. Oops. Hate when that happens.
Huh.
There you go, and you can keep going. And the question just becomes, what are some things that a child or an adult might notice about the numbers that are up there? And so, for example, my son looked across and he said, hey, if I add these up, that's 1. If I add these up, that's 2. 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. these added up are 8.
Yeah.
And you notice the pattern, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16.
Okay.
And then we just had a conversation about it. And the reason I like things like this is because if we said to our child, hey, we're going to do 10 minutes of math, what is the answer we're going to get?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no thanks, right? So we can do stuff like this where it's not about just getting the right answer. Right answers are obviously important in math, but there's so much more to math than that.
There are patterns.
There's patterns in here. People have discovered innumerable patterns in here. And if you play around with this, you might actually discover one that no one else has ever seen. And that's kind of cool. And so
Do you have summer programs at the Academy?
I do.
Okay,
I
so
do,
how do
yeah.
they get involved?
So at Math Plus, we have math classes all year round.
Okay.
Where we do stuff like this, engaging kids, but also focusing on the math practice that they need. And then we have summer camps. So we have all kinds of tech summer camps.
Great.
Programming, robotics, chess, math.
It's not too
you
late
name
to
it.
sign them up.
It is not too late. We do
Okay.
have some spots left.
And
so, yeah.
before you go, will you balance my checkbook? Because I really
I can help you with that as well. No problem.
appreciate your help. Thanks, Raj. Good to see you.
Probably the
Pleasure.
hardest math ever.
Ever. You're right. Coming up, we're going to check back in with Cam because he is having a heck of a day hanging out at the Newport Aquarium. That's just across the river from Cincinnati. We'll see what he's up to next.
Join the